This is USVI News, your Virgin Islands connection.
Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us for USVI News. I'm Emily Matson. Virgin Islands police make an arrest in a deadly shooting a couple of weeks ago in St. Thomas. This week, officers with the Criminal Investigation Bureau charged 36-year-old Jeremy Lettsam and 26-year-old Marquetta Smith in connection with the murder of 26-year-old Taekwon Van Holten, who was shot and killed in the area of Louise Market in Smith Bay back on April 20th. They're both in prison without bond, facing multiple charges, including murder, assault, and firearms charges. While arrests have been made, the chief says the investigation is ongoing.
I would like to thank the Major Crime Unit for the tremendous amount of work that was put into making these arrests. Also, I would like to thank the community for the critical tips that were given pertaining to this case. If there's any more information that we may need to know, you can call 1-800-22-TIPS, 340-774-2211, or the Major Crime Unit at 340-642-8449.
Meantime, we reported last week on a bunch of arrests Virgin Islands police made in St. Thomas during Carnival week. VIPD officers were out in full force, making sure everyone was safe and getting guns off the street. Through what was dubbed Operation Python, the Carnival Police Task Force arrested several people and recovered several illegal weapons. The St. Thomas chief says during Carnival, VIPD used all of its resources to ensure visitors and locals had a safe and enjoyable carnival. And even though that carnival party is over, Chief Phillips says that initiative, as well as other ongoing violent crime initiatives, will continue.
We just had our carnival and we had minimal incidents. During this time, we continue with efforts to keep the community aware and safe through various operations that will be conducted throughout the district. Operation Python is one of these initiatives, which is a multi-agency operation led by the Virgin Islands Police Department under the direction of the Virgin Islands Police Chief, consisting of officers from the Special Operations Bureau, CIB, K9, patrol officers, members of the COVID-19 Task Force, and DLCA, who continues to produce by recovering illegal firearms and enforcing traffic violations to make our communities safe.
According to the CDC, subvariants of Omicron we're dealing with right now are more transmissible. And we're seeing that now, as after hundreds gather to celebrate Carnival in St. Thomas, we're seeing a big spike in cases there. Cases are up throughout the territory. The BA2 subvariant likely to blame, possibly even two more variants we're going to tell you about in just a moment. According to the latest numbers from the VI Department of Health, there are 727 active COVID cases territory-wide, with a spike in all three islands, 192 on St. Croix, 523 on St. Thomas, which is a jump of nearly 400 cases in one day this week, and 12 current cases on St. John. And there's new information on a new variation of Omicron that we first told you about Wednesday here on USVI News. The spinoff is causing more new COVID-19 cases in the U.S., including the region of the USVI. Here are the latest numbers and what experts have to say about this new subvariant.
It's another Omicron variant offshoot, a highly contagious spin-off of BA2 gaining steam in the U.S. It caused more than 1 in 3 new COVID-19 cases in the U.S. last week, according to the latest CDC numbers, up from 1 in 4 the week before.
We're set up for another big wave in the summer. I think that's quite possible.
Cases of the variant spinoff are not evenly spread through the U.S. Last week, the CDC estimates it caused around 62% of cases in the region. That includes New York and New Jersey, Puerto Rico, and here in the Virgin Islands. About 40% of cases in the mid-Atlantic states and more than 36% of cases in the South. It's least common in the Pacific Northwestern states. Researchers believe several Omicron subvariants have a mutation that helps the virus bind more tightly to our cells and hide from the antibodies that try to block the virus from infecting us.
The incubation period, the period of when you become infected with the virus to when you start showing symptoms with these Omicron subvariants is pretty quick. It's around 2 to 4 days.
In a paper published in the medical journal JAMA, top FDA officials say current vaccines could be updated yearly to target specific coronavirus variants going around. They say COVID-19 shots could be administered every year, and decisions will need to be made by this summer on future vaccine composition and who should be eligible for another COVID-19 shot in the fall.
The FDA officials say this coming fall and winter, 3 factors may put the U.S. at additional risk of COVID-19: waning immunity, seasonal waves of more coronavirus spread, and the virus further mutating, leading to new variants. Now to continuing coverage of St. Thomas Carnival. A week ago, thousands of people hit the streets of Charlotte-Amalie to celebrate Jubilee morning. So many people have been waiting to celebrate this marquee event of Carnival and play mass again after 2 years. USVI News' Ali Bourne-Finnack was in effect and brings us all the action.
Happy Jubilee morning. It is a beautiful, sunny, and hot Jubilee morning. It feels so good to say Happy Jubilee. I mean, we've been waiting for this for the last couple of years. Everybody's having such an amazing time. As you can see, I'm having a great time. I have blue paint or powder or something, I don't even know. But everyone's telling me my face is blue. This is such a wonderful event. We are having a blast. Let we go.
Are you ready for Jubilee? Ay, ay, ay. Run my way.
How great is it to have Jubilee after the last couple of years? We're finally here again.
Every year we're here because we always have a great time.
How much fun are you having at Jubilee?
Lots.
Good morning. How much fun are you having here at Jubilee?
It's an amazing time. I'm happy to be out after 2 years and safely enjoying myself.
This is like long overdue, and it's 2 years too long, but we're here now, and I'm having the best time.
Hey, it feels so good to be here after the last several years. I see you got paint on you. I got paint on you. It is an amazing, amazing morning.
Powder.
Happy Jubilee here. We have someone else. How are you? How much fun are you having?
You guys see how much fun I'm having.
Hey, I already see. Tell me about your costume here. I love it. I see a Subway. I see a Mardi Gras. I see a lot.
I got my nice mask. I got this down in New Orleans a couple years ago. I put it together with a nice colorful wig, and it represents Carnival, baby!
Hey, it's Carnival, baby! Happy Jubilee! Happy Jubilee!
Thank you so much. Have a great time.
Jubilee morning, we are in the thick of it. We are having so much fun. This has been a blast, seeing friends, family, seeing so many people that you've known for years and years. The whole community has been coming together. What a great day, and the day is young. We got so much more Carnival action coming this way. But for now, hey, it's Jubilee. I'm gonna get back to the road.
Oh, looks like she had such a great time. Jubilee morning, St. Thomas Carnival. Thanks for a look back, Ali. Now to details of a COVID outbreak on board a Carnival cruise ship, which recently made a stop in the Caribbean. Some of the passengers say they feel the cruise line really mishandled the outbreak. The ship is now docked in Seattle, and as reporter Lauren Donovan tells us, travelers are now in quarantine on land.
I have over 275 sea days on Carnival.
At this point, Karen Ross might as well be a sailor. The 75-year-old has been a loyal Carnival customer, but after what just happened,
I'm worried for everybody on that cruise.
She's sounding the alarm.
I think they don't want the news out. And I think this is all about making it go under the rug as quickly as possible.
Karen tells us while aboard this ship, the Carnival Spirit, her roommate tested positive for COVID-19. Instead of sending that roommate to a separate room for isolation, she was told to quarantine in the cabin she shared with Karen. According to Karen, when she asked to be tested too, the medical center told her that was not necessary.
I'm in a room with somebody who has COVID and you're not interested in testing me.
Meantime, Karen was allowed to roam the boat as she pleased.
I could be COVID positive walking around.
I've been on 7 cruises since August. And of course, COVID is always a concern. But unfortunately, this ship was so unprepared and so mismanaged that many of us suffered greatly.
Darren Seifertson was also on board. He says what started out as the trip of a lifetime through Jamaica and the Panama Canal ended in a nightmare when he tested positive for COVID and was forced into isolation in his cabin.
I literally stayed in this room for 6 days with no telephone service. They wouldn't answer the phone.
Darren says Carnival then posted lists on each floor of people who tested positive for COVID and their room numbers. We counted more than 35 people listed on 2 floors, Darren among them.
It's not right what they did. They posted names and room numbers at the elevators of people that were in isolation for COVID.
When it was time to disembark Tuesday, Darren says he was lined up with other COVID-positive passengers and waited for hours before getting a ride to the DoubleTree by the airport for further quarantine.
They were not telling the drivers that we were COVID positive.
I asked management at Carnival to respond to the specific accusations made. They replied with this email confirming COVID cases were documented, but refused to say how many. They did say, quote, "No serious health issues were recorded, and that we made arrangements and have offered to share the cost of lodging while they remain in Seattle to complete their 5-day quarantine."